Welcome to another episode of
RyCanTopMyKnee.
Off-Road and Daou.
Excuse you. That's not what this is. Welcome to RyCanTopMyKnee.
รายการต่อไปนี้
I'm Jonathan.
And I am Kevin, and we are a Boys Love podcast that talks about our fave shows and all the press and mess around them. Jonathan,
Kevin, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. I was going to ask if you were on a high from yesterday, but honestly, am I? Kind of, but
I
I'm
am
also
low-key.
exhausted.
Yeah. It was so fun. Such high energy. Great meeting
Yes.
BL fans in real life.
Oh, yes. IRL is everything.
IRL felt IRL, girl. Like, I
It
don't
really
know.
did. Because, meeting a lot of, first of all, we met not only a ton of BL fans, we met a few people who we found out actually listened to our pod. Like,
As
very
they
few.
should. As they should.
Like, I
Come
think it
on.
was maybe two. But
Hey, but we're growing. But we got
we're
to like
growing.
mingle and talk with other BL fans,
Hmm.
other podcasts. It was great. Just
Yes.
I don't know, seeing the community out in action. We're all so online.
Hmm.
It was just I don't know. It felt so surreal.
I really wish we got a chance to speak more to the folks from Lovecast, because
Hmm
they were there. Okay, whoa, I just realized we didn't even mention what we're talking about. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, we were at the DaouOffroad fan meet that was here in New York. It was a 2-day thing, as in they had a day one and a day two, and you could go to
hmm
either day or both. We went to day one, and there were other events surrounding that. There was a BL fan meet thing for everyone that had 40 something people there. Shout out to T for putting that together. Shout out to
At T
Liz.
Star on Instagram, like that was really
Mm-hmm.
fun. It was such a fun,
Yes.
collaborative, like social event. It was so fun. We played
It
like
was.
Kahoot. We played bingo, BL
Yes.
bingo, BL Kahoot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of prizes were won. A raffle was
Yes.
drawn.
Jonathan won a prize.
I almost won that Kahoot too, low key. I was supported.
Almost. Jonathan was like number 3
I
at the
was
end of the day.
at the end of the day. I was number 5.
Oh,
Sadly,
number
y'all. I got
5
kicked down. I was leading the chart at number 1 for like
for a
12
while. And it
questions.
was between you and oh my goodness,
And
one of the
Alexa
folks
from
from
Lovecast.
Lovecast.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we were neck and neck. And then the
Neck
last
and
couple
neck.
questions, y'all, I slipped up a little bit. Sorry. Sorry. They were tricky.
Yeah, it was
So I
definitely,
lost my crown.
yeah, it there were some tricky questions. And also, I think T was the one who put the Kahoot together, and there was one question regarding Love in Translation, which is one of the shows that Dose Off-Road. Oh my goodness. See,
Ooh, come on,
that's
slurring
the
them
I'm
names
slurring.
together.
I'm slurring. So because that's the kind of high we got from yesterday, okay?
Ooh, ooh.
So I the Kahoot that T put together, the question regarding Love in Translation, which I still remember.
Oh, you still remember it? Yeah,
Yes.
is where they first met,
First
right?
met. And everyone was like it was the elevator, but that was not one of the
Yeah,
choices. It
the
was the
choice.
grocery store was
Yeah,
what was the quote
correct
unquote correct
answer.
answer, when in reality it wasn't. And I think T apologized.
I know, lost me my crown. Lost me my
Right.
crown. No, it's all good. It's all good. It was so
It's
fun.
all good. It
It
was
was so
still fun.
fun.
We had a great time. The prizes were really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely that, then having a little lunch with Liz and them. I got to finally meet Kiki, a friend of Liz, who is now my friend because we're both,
Shout
born
out if
from
you're
the Midwest.
listening.
Yes, got to meet CJ, went to the event. You were late, but not really,
Hey, I was on
Jonathan.
time. I was on time. The boys were late. I was on
Right.
time.
And then after that, we had a nice little dinner.
Mm-hmm.
with other folks who some were in town, but most of were the regulars that we meet up with. If you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's a name that we call them, but we definitely got to meet up with some other folks as well too who were in town for the event, and it was great. We really, really had a ball. Too
We
much
were
of a
talking
ball.
talking our little ears off, y'all. We were going off. We were going off.
And now we're here again talking,
As we should. We had to
as we
debrief.
should. We had to debrief, and we'll get to that debrief. But first, we might need to get to word on the tweets. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Y'all, I know. I'm like to bring. This is low key bringing down the mood. I'm like we're on such a
Down, down,
high.
down.
But this is how I felt last week. I'm like this was breaking news. Like everyone kind of knows what happened.
Mm,
So if you've seen Our Youth, which we've just
mm-hmm.
talked about that like 2 days,
Literally,
like
maybe our first
last
episode
episode,
of this
yeah.
season.
Our
I
first
think so.
episode, we were talking about Our Youth. I was praising it. Kevin was like, "Yeah, I knew you'd like it," and I was
Mm-hmm.
on such a high from that show.
He
And then,
was.
sadly, some news came out that while the actors were having a fan meet in Hong Kong,
Mm,
and Kenshin, the guy that plays Hirukawa from Our
mm,
Youth, um, it like came out that he was like dropped from his label and dropped from everything suddenly, and
mm-hmm.
everyone was like, "What's going on? What
Mm,
happened? We have no news." And then like 2 days later, we got news that it was because he was arrested for inappropriately touching a woman.
mm,
Um, so I guess they were celebrating after the fan meet in Hong Kong. They were having dinner. He like I don't know like felt up the translator, the female
mm.
translator that was there for them,
Yes.
and this lady was real swift in contacting authorities as she should.
Mm,
And so the next day, like, a lawsuit was filed or whatever. He was,
mm,
he's like awaiting trial. His agency
mm,
quickly like dropped him. He was in
mm,
like a J-pop group. They dropped him too, quickly cut him out of
mm,
everything. Um, Now all the fan meets are canceled. The future fan meets that they
mm.
have. This is like crazy, Kevin.
It was crazy. And then we got that part first. And we
Mm-hmm.
were, I think both of us were pretty much shocked that all of this happened in the matter of like a day and a half.
Yeah, they were
Literally very
swift,
quick.
very swift.
And I feel sorry for this is going to be weird to say, but
His
I feel
co-star.
sorry for everyone involved.
Yeah, everyone,
I feel
everyone.
very sorry for the translator.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I can't, we're not sure exactly what happened. I'm going to say that
Mm-hmm.
first. But
Yeah, we'll see when
secondly,
when the court date happens and and
right.
everything happens. But
But secondly, I tend to always believe the woman.
mm-hmm.
So I can't say if it was an accident. I don't know what happened, but all I
Mm-hmm.
know is she felt violated and she took the actions that she needed to take.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel sorry for Kenshin because, pretty much that's a career ender. Like you
Oh, big
don't
career ender.
it's it's sad because he may not be able to come back from that. And then it taints such a really good show like Our Youth for some
Oh,
people. For me, it won't because I can separate the character from the actor,
I
right?
want to, but I don't know. Now when I see his
Yeah.
face, I'm like, like
Yeah.
I'm like,
And I
damn.
and I get that, And I get that. And I'm hoping that Kenshin learns from the situation and doesn't do sh- I was gonna say, oh wait, we can cuss on here.
We can
Hello.
cuss. Come
Oh yeah,
on, we be
yeah.
cursing.
I hope he doesn't do shit like this again because this
Yeah.
is this is stuff you don't do. And also, as someone who has such a big or growing kind of
Fan base.
fan base, you have to set boundaries for yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
have to even so, first of all, don't touch anybody unsolicited because we know some fans who have done that to
To
some of
actors,
our
yeah.
some of our actors, right?
But it
Vice
goes both
versa, you
ways.
don't do it right. You
Yeah,
don't
just
do
because you
it
big
to
bad, you're in a
anybody
big
working with
BL.
you, any
Mm-hmm.
fan, you don't do that stuff. Should have never done it. Now it's robbed fans from getting to really spend time with this ship for this show that was a very good show. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? The big thing that came up for me, because I think we also talked about this, how we would really love to see a second season or a movie. That's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna
Like this,
happen.
this could have
That
been
is not
like,
gonna happen.
it could have been like we got a second
Yeah,
season for My Beautiful Man. Like this could have been a second season. We could have got more from them.
we could have gotten more. And now we're not gonna. It's not gonna happen. And
Definitely not gonna
also,
happen.
this also ruins,
The co-star.
some. Yeah, Junsei now. That's something that's that's messing with his coin. You
Mm-hmm.
know.
That's messing
So
his
now
bag.
you did something allegedly to your translator who is there to help you,
Mm-hmm.
which ruined your career and now taints Junsei's career.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's nothing about this is great. I feel sorry for everyone, most sorry for the translator and Junsei, and I really hope that people learn from that. But
But
Junsei did say something, right? He came out with a statement.
yeah, he was like, I'm still collecting my thoughts, everybody, but so
Mm-hmm.
sorry I have to break promises that I promised to meet everyone in all these different countries,
Mm,
but saddened by this news and hope
mm,
everyone that like loves this show like finds peace with the work and the art. And I was
mm-hmm.
just like, hmm, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Like
I
you're doing
mean,
what you can, but it's out of your control. It's not your
right. It's not his ministry.
yeah.
It's not,
It's not,
and
yeah.
yeah, it's not. And he can only and also he can't say anything that could. Oh wait, hold on.
Well,
If this was post fan meet, was Junsei there
yeah, he was at that dinner. It
when the
was
event when the incident may have
yes.
occurred?
Yes. They were all it was
Ooh,
like they were all
honey.
celebrating together probably. Like they're having dinner with management and whoever, maybe the organizers of the fan meet and whoever, and then I don't know.
Mm.
I know this is so
So
messy.
who knows who saw what? And
Mhm.
I am very sure people were intoxicated.
Mhm. Of course, of course.
So now any kind of memory is going to be blurry. Um, this is going to be messy. I do want to know what the trial ends up being like. I want to know what the result of that is.
I mean, yeah, we haven't really had I guess we've had some messy stuff like this come out for some Thai boys, for some
Mm-hmm.
but like nothing like this happens usually for
With
any like
Japanese ones.
yeah, for any JBLs or anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
this is awful for everyone. So I'm
Mhm.
really hoping that justice is served. That's the best thing
Mhm.
to
True.
say.
Yes, yes.
Justice is served, and let's see what I guess we'll get more updates on this
In like
as
a
we get
month, I think.
updates.
Yeah, I think his
Probably in a
court date
month.
is in like April or something.
Okay. So,
So,
and that means he's going to have to go back to Hong Kong.
I think he's being detained in Hong Kong. He's not
Oh,
allowed to leave.
fix it, Jesus.
Oh, messy, messy.
Mm-mm. That is awful. Well, that's why you don't do things you shouldn't be doing.
Stop. And I mean, that was the only big news of the week, y'all. That was the only like we can add in some small tidbits to lighten the mood, maybe bring us back. Um, Kevin sent me this thing that like Jung Archin, Jung from
Mm-hmm.
GMMTV, or Man of the Year, Man of the Hour. Um, Apparently he's a big shipper too. He said his two favorite ships right now are Jess Bible and
Mm.
who?
I remember just hearing Just Bible, but he's watching 4 minutes.
Oh, he's been watching for
He is
minutes.
watching. He is watching. Okay.
Oh, he's
Watcher.
peeping what's happening in four
Yes,
minutes.
he's peeping, eyes bussing. He's watching.
Ew.
Okay. He is in it. He is all in it to win it. in it.
Oh my god. Yeah, he loves Just Bible and Yin War. And I mean, as he
Yes.
should. Those are some really good couples right now. Stars of the past
And he
year.
said that is outside of GMMTV, the couples he likes outside of GMMTV.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't mention the ones he likes in GMMTV.
But we
Maybe
all
we could
know
guess.
yeah, he's a little stan of like Off Gun. He loves Pon Puin. He
He
supports all
loves
his Jasper boys, yeah.
he loves Jung Est.
Ooh. Hey, don't get messy now. Don't get messy. We talked about that. Oh my.
He loves
Oh.
Tay Gun.
Hey. Honestly, he probably ships himself with Gun too. I know they all do.
Jungon, the
Gun
pass
June.
around. Okay,
Ooh.
let me stop. Oh,
Oh my.
not. Oh, Jesus.
Hey.
Anywho, let's get to our shows of the week. So, Jonathan, what is your show this week?
I have to bring up this show that just ended, and we just had a beautiful little watch party for with our BL
Mm,
baddies.
yes.
I gotta give it up to Tame Poe.
Bloop,
Not Bloop.
bloop,
That
bloop.
finale was so good. I
It
mean,
was. Well, I wouldn't say
it
the
was
finale was
missing.
so good,
The show
but the
overall
show
was so
overall
good.
was good. Yes.
Finale, hey, endings are hard, especially
Mm.
for GMMTV. Endings are hard.
Mm-hmm.
They always either like overly fluff it, or it's just like
Flat.
slightly delivered. Like
Yeah, it's just flat. And I wouldn't say this was
it
flat.
wasn't flat, but like I could have seen another 30 minutes.
I wouldn't say that.
They could have chopped
I
up
was
some stuff and
that's what I was gonna get
extended some
to. I think
scenes.
the part they spent half of the episode,
Spoilers, y'all.
and this is a
Spoilers,
spoiler,
spoilers,
folks,
spoilers.
so you should go watch it.
Or just
But
skip like
half
10
of that
minutes.
episode was literally the concert. And I'm
I
kind of
mean, they were
like,
hyping up this concert the whole show. Like the whole point of the
right.
show was this concert,
I
this
would have been
farewell
fine
concert
with
for
that was
Mars.
maybe just 10 minutes opposed to I feel as if it took 20 minutes of the show.
I mean, their whole plan for like we're gonna take over the concert and we're gonna
Mhm.
show Miss Pemica like that we deserve to stay together. I don't know. Was it a good plan? Like, what did they really do?
Well, they
All they
got
did
what they
was
wanted.
they hijacked the I don't
Concert.
know. They hijacked the concert, the like last 20 minutes of the concert to show the like their own video during the
Mhm.
documentary. And then I don't know, in the end like Miss Pemica was like, "All right, you're all fired.
Yeah, that's what she was
Congratulations."
going to do because they violated contract.
I
So,
mean, they could have left regardless. Like they didn't need her to fire them to leave, did they? I don't know how these contracts work.
well, I think it was a the person who had more of the power was her. If they left, they would have also been
Cause she was
violating the
still like,
contract.
I see, cause she was still
It's
in the
kind of
end
like,
was like, I need y'all
well,
to
think
pay
of it in
back the
this way.
company.
If you quit, you don't get unemployment. And this is for the US in unemployment, y'all. If you quit, you
Mm-hmm.
don't get unemployment. If you're
Mm-hmm.
fired or laid off, you can apply for unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
So there
So
you
maybe they
go.
get a low severance pack. I mean, yeah, their
I
their
don't think they're
severance
getting a
package.
severance,
Their
but I
severance was
think,
keeping their name. They kept the Mars
right.
name as they
Mm-hmm.
transitioned to their new, I don't know, self agency,
Mm-hmm.
self made agency that they did.
Right.
But I don't know. It just I needed more
I needed less of the
conversations.
concert and more related to the whole heist. And then also I would have loved more of seeing the
The bandmates really talk it out, have
mm-hmm.
emotional like moments together. Maybe them
Mm-hmm.
having a heart to heart with her, a
Mm.
heart to
I
heart with
actually
the
I don't need a
fans.
heart to heart
Really,
with her. We don't need no. She was already far
they
gone.
try to redeem her in the end by I don't
I
know.
don't think they did.
They
I
said
don't
because
think
she
they
was
tried to
like, I
redeem her
let
at
them
all.
keep the name and like y'all welcome. Like that was
Yeah,
Loki
she
her.
was not, and she that's all she did. Like, I don't think that was redeemable at all. And I don't think it was the show trying to redeem her.
I
I
feel like
think it was
she
more of she doesn't care. And she has told us that she is all about business. And that's it. She's
she
like,
was
I'm
really
not
all
a.
about business, and she would have kept them. She would have been like, no firing. Y'all did some
No,
foolishness
because
up
the thing
there.
is, they violated contract and that's it. So, and also, she's an egomaniac. So her ego was bruised. So of
Kevin was
course
calling
she's
her
not.
a witch this whole
She is a
finale, y'all.
witch. She is a witch.
The wicked
That is exactly
witch.
what she is, a wicked witch. She is a witch.
Yeah.
That is because you don't go around lying and manipulating to get what you want. That's what witches do.
Ooh,
Sorry for anyone who's a Wiccan that's listening, but I'm talking
stop.
about wicked witches, not y'all that, rub stones together and yeah. What anyway?
Ooh, and
So
charged crystals, but
uh,
anyways, but I think it was still a good finale. It was a
it
good
was a
show
great
overall. I
show.
love William and S together. They were
I
amazing.
do.
They were
Do you think we'll
amazing.
get a do you think we'll get another show with William and S
I
together?
pray, I pray.
Because part of my worry
They were
is
doing some magic. A one-off just for Lycan to promote Lycan.
that's what I'm thinking.
Mm.
That's what I'm thinking because do we know if this is a direction that William wants to go? Now, Est, sure, he's already done a couple things before this.
Yeah.
So, like a show that you need to still watch.
Hey, I'm getting through it. I'm going on the train. High school flopping me's. No, 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 no. Hey,
You're going to have a lot of people coming after you.
hey, I'm watching it. I'm on episode 4.
Okay, great. That's
The
fantastic. You
the
got
the the bromance hasn't
14
hit
more
yet.
episodes. You have 14 more episodes left, so chop chop, hurry
I'm
up so
chugging
then we can
along.
right, so we can have a whole conversation. But anyway, what do we rate Tame Poe? What do
I
you rate
gave
it?
it an 8.5.
I give it an 8 out of 10. Yes, it was really good. And actually
Like it's
so
a
far
slow
this
burn,
year,
but like
hmm
sometimes you need a good slow burn. Like some
yeah, but
stories
it
are
was a
just
slow burn in a good way. It wasn't a
yeah,
slow burn that just sustained
that was
slow.
dragging.
It wasn't a we are.
And it had a good payoff. Like it was
Mm,
really good. It was really
it
good.
was. It was. I will say so far this year, it's only March. This is GMMTV's best show this
Of
year.
the year.
Yeah, this may change because they have several other shows
Hey, we
coming
got
out
some
later
good
this
stuff
year.
coming up maybe. But honestly,
Well,
this might be the
maybe.
highlight of the year. We may
Yeah.
see, we may
And let's
see.
see how they sustain this to the Love Out Loud um showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how they sustain this couple. Side note, regarding LOL,
Ooh,
who you notice what ship was missing from the lineup, right?
shade. I mean, I think GMMTV just hates certain people.
Oh,
No, 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 no,
well,
no.
we're not gonna mention. I instead of mentioning the name of the ship that was missing,
Mm-hmm.
I want people listening to
To
tell
comment,
us what they
comment.
think.
Yeah, yeah,
Comment
yeah.
and let us know what you think. Okay. So
Please do.
anyway,
Anyway, Kevin, what is your show of the week?
it is a Burmese show that I actually shared. I actually had this as my show of the week in season 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm bringing it back because one of the people in the group we're with is Burmese. And again, there's not a lot of Burmese BLs. And this came out in October of 2024. It's, I believe it's pronounced my, could be pronounced me. Um, and I'm bringing it out here because I want people to
It deserves more
watch.
attention. Yeah.
Right. And I'm not saying it's an amazing show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think and I think we said this before, sometimes, especially when it's from a country where they don't have many BLs and there's
Mm-hmm.
clearly an appetite, if you at least give it some views,
Mm-hmm.
then we can start seeing more come out and hopefully some that will even be better. Like we'll see improvement and we'll see
Mm-hmm.
more and we'll see variety.
I
And
mean,
we
that's how it
want
started
that.
in all these countries, even America. Like
Mm-hmm.
queer stories need to be, heard, and so
Right.
people, there's always someone that's gonna be making small form content to just try to get a
Mm-hmm.
story out there. And the more you give attention to it, the more it's gonna grow. And I mean, that's how we're watching some like a good quality BL right now.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
someone keeps making them, and the fans keep supporting, and
Yes.
so
Yeah,
check it
the
out.
more you support the better. So, and that's the main reason why I'm bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more from Myanmar. I want to see it. Um but anywho, let's go to shows that just ended.
Girl. Some of these shows, Kevin, a lot
Some
of
of these
shows
shows
just ended.
I am glad
You're
that.
glad they're finally
Oh, no,
over.
what? No, I won't say I'm glad, but you know what? It's over. Like, that's one thing off my roster,
It's
you
over.
know?
Period. You were waiting to cross that off the list.
Yeah, it wasn't like with Teenager Judge that it went on way too long. This
Mm-hmm.
was more of, okay, like, great. Some of them were a fun ride.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, you need to get off the roller coaster or
Oh,
you
sometimes
end up vomiting.
begging to get off
Right.
the.
And sometimes you're stuck on the roller coaster because there's a mechanical issue. Okay,
Oh,
so um so one show that ended that I have not finished yet because
me
I'm stuck on the
neither.
roller coaster is
And
Impression of You.
I jumped out the roller coaster. I jumped out. I had a parachute. I couldn't finish.
I will say, like, there's a few issues with the show, which is in regard to the narrative, I
Mm-hmm.
believe.
The show is Impression of Youth, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Taiwanese
And
BL.
I'm going to keep watching it. It's on
Okay.
iQIYI.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it is a Taiwanese BL. I was imagining it was going to be like Blue Canvas of Youth, which is
Yeah,
a
that's how you.
Chinese BL,
Yeah, that's how
because
you
that's the way
premised
it
it.
looked.
It was like a
And it's nothing like that. Um,
no.
and not saying that's a bad thing because it's like, okay, I could have been pleasantly surprised. I don't know if I would use the word pleasant.
Oh,
Um, but I I'm investing my time because of the second couple. And
I
that's what I'm
know,
gonna
but I
say.
can't. Yeah, literally, I that's how I felt. The first I watched the first episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, all right, it's giving Blue Canvas of Youthful Days, Taiwanese
Mm.
version. It's not winter, it's the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same kind of situation. And I was like, okay, this super senior needs to graduate. Okay.
Mm.
And then he's like, all right, he's going to be a substitute teacher for a month or something to
Mm-hmm.
get that credit to really make his final piece. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Part
The
of him
fact that
getting his credit is that he's teaching an art
he's
class at a
teaching
high
high
school
school and the love interest is a high schooler that he's also
and a
like
student in
living
his
with.
class.
Yeah, and a student in his class, and I was just like, "Oh, that's not what I want to see."
Yeah, it's a little weird. And I mean, even
So
though he's 18 and this guy is maybe 28, which is
yeah, like
also a
we've
little
let
strange.
some stuff slide. Like,
Right.
hello, we
But
love Kaseki. We love Kaseki, and that's like literally a high schooler and like a mafia 24-year-old.
right.
Um,
But the difference is with
like this is like
Kaseki,
this is his teacher in this story. This
right,
is
there's
weird.
not a power dynamic that's also added into that.
Wait, and Kaseki, he was also his teacher
Well, he was his teacher
for like a.
undercover
He
for
was his teacher
like
for like a week or
a
something.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Like,
wasn't.
it wasn't like, no, I'm hired to be your teacher for real, as in I'm collecting a check. Like, in this one, he's collecting a check
This is
and he's
weird.
staying at his house.
Yeah, he's staying at
Like,
his like
there's
Airbnb
so,
homestay kind of situation.
yeah, so there's a lot of dynamics
There's
that,
a lot of boundaries being crossed. I don't
right.
know.
And you know what? I think we talked about this before. With
Taiwan, you
sometime,
freaky.
y'all,
You
you know what?
nasty
I
sometimes.
have said this on
Beautiful
Discord.
stories, but then you throw in like
Some
these
strange relationship.
yeah.
Like, we already got to deal with y'all pairing humans with robots,
Ooh.
having step siblings with a huge age gap, and one of
Uh,
them happens to need help, like mental help.
mm-hmm.
Um, so I said this on Discord, and I've said this to you before. Maybe Taiwan has too much peace.
Too
Maybe that's what it,
Maybe
because
we need some
maybe
homophobia
if you're
back
too
in there.
maybe if you're too peaceful,
The
maybe
gays are having too much fun over
you
there.
know what, I need to create drama. Let me create some
Yeah,
chaos.
we need
Because
to take back some rights over there. Cause what's going on?
something,
The
because like,
gays are
what y'all
having
do,
too much fun on that
way
Wattpad.
too much fun. Y'all want to take Trump for us, we can switch. Y'all want to switch presidents.
We need some, I don't know, just different stories that aren't this.
You're right.
But
And the thing is, we know that, I will say this.
Hmm.
the beauty about Taiwan, and I guess when you have too much peace, is they have a variety of stories.
A
Because then you have stuff
variety.
like The Unknown, and then you have stuff like Kaseki, and but
The only
then
one.
you have The Only One, and then
First
you
note
have
of
things.
love.
Well, yeah.
Stay by my side. You have so many.
Yeah, you have some great ones, and
You're like all over the place. So many different stories.
then you have Eternal Butler.
Should we get into Eternal Butler right now? We
Yes, let's
should.
get into that. Let's get into that. So that's another show that just ended. Also available on iQIYI, but also on Gaga Ulala. It is
Hmm.
from Taiwan as well. And it's another one of our favorite lores, robot sex.
Yes, it's like low key a sequel, same universe kind of thing as Anti Reset.
Mm-hmm.
And I low key feel like Anti Reset was a better show.
Absolutely.
Like
100%.
that, like this show did not give enough information to make it seem like it can live on its own outside of Anti Reset.
Low
Like they didn't
key, it
explain the robot
is.
situation. They didn't show us the lab. They didn't show us,
Oh,
you
they
know,
didn't show the lab.
they
I
didn't
mean,
show
they explained
anything.
the
Like,
robot
I know,
situation.
but it's like part of it is like you already know because you saw Anti Reset, so you know
Right.
the
And you needed
backstory
to
of the
watch Anti
company.
Reset in order to watch Eternal Butler, I
It
think.
should
Like, you
stand on
couldn't.
its own.
I don't think it was intended to stand on its own. I think it was intended to be a spinoff.
I guess. Then we should have
Yeah,
saw
I
them
don't
in
think.
season
Yeah.
one. We should have saw them in season one then.
Well, I think this is because the timeline is this is happening after what happened in Anti Reset. Like,
And
this is
then
like a year later or something like
yeah,
that.
and then more spoilers. Spoilers for for this too.
Yeah.
Spoiler. I mean, but you can still watch the show.
Yeah.
Um, this show, the finale, Kevin. What was that? We went from the whole plot of the show was like spoiled rich kid is like I can't love anyone. Everyone leaves me. I have mommy issues and daddy issues. We get it.
Well, he does resolve those because
He resolves those.
he and his dad get into a better place,
Mm-hmm.
and he finds love with Ever4, a robot who
Mm-hmm.
is fine and has
Real
a body.
fine. Ooh.
Like he's a
Mm.
fine piece of metal. He really is.
And then the dad finally like gives in and buys this robot for him. He's like, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
purchase this guy and and put you in the name so you own this man.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Now in the finale,
that was
though,
kind of weird though.
the finale was so clunky
The
because
finale was
they
a waste
Yeah, it was
of
so
time.
clunky. Cause then, it starts off with him having this dream, and it
It,
was a nightmare that he
was
was
it even a
Ever4 was gonna be
dream?
scrapped away, and then
That was so unnecessary.
we realized that's not the case. Ever4 literally went out to just get stuff for breakfast. And then they do face masks, like the sheet mask, and was clearly product placement. And I'm kinda like, he's a robot.
I'm like, this is
Like
the last episode. Please, this is what
Like
we're
y'all don't need
getting.
to do this.
They're like
And
hanging out with
then
the side couple and they're going on cutesy little dates, and I'm like, again, like, there's nothing happening here.
nothing happening. And
Like,
then
we didn't get to see the couple from Anti Reset like come back into the picture to be like, you guys did it too. Love is love.
well,
Us and our
actually I
robot
thought about
boyfriends.
this now. I think it was a couple episodes back that they were not allowed to talk to each other.
I know, but they're both freed from the company now. He's like his own thing.
I guess.
So why
But I
couldn't
guess
they
that's kind of
come
the
back into contact and be like, us two girls did it, us two robots, we did it, you know?
I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know. Cause here they
I
were
would have
like talking
preferred
about
I mean,
like
honestly, I would have preferred that than that really long product placement.
I would have preferred that than a whole 5 year time jump of
Uh, You
we're
don't like
traveling the
time jumps. I
world.
don't mind
It
time
was
jumps.
it was
It's
just a
just this
weird
this time jump was just dumb.
it was dumb
Like,
because they're like, all right, we're
yeah,
traveling the world. And I'm like, how are you traveling? This is a highly advanced AI robot. How is it getting through TSA?
he got a passport.
How does he have a passport? How does like the government like in the
I
deal that
I
you
don't know.
signed?
I don't
Wouldn't they?
know.
They probably would be like, we do not
Or
let you
maybe
take this
maybe
outside the
his dad has
country.
a private jet. I mean, they are rich.
You still gotta go through TSA to go private jet.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You just go to the air. You
You
haven't
go to
been on
the
a private
airport.
jet. You don't
Oh,
go
and
to
you
the.
have. You still have to go through some kind of security before you get on your private
You're
jet. You
not
don't just
taking a
walk on
private
there.
jet at JFK. You're going to a private. Okay, you know what? We'll talk about this
Oh,
afterwards. I'll
Kevin
tell you about.
knows his housewife history, knows all about that.
I do,
But
but anywho,
so you think
um,
they're taking private jets to
I would
all these
not be
different companies?
surprised at taking a private jet from a private airport. And the part that gagged me,
But they're
that
supposed to be poor.
literally had me screaming, was when they have a kid and allegedly,
They said
I
they
mean,
adopted
correct,
this kid,
right. And I was like, oh, okay, so they adopted a child.
and then
Okay,
they're
that's
like,
kind of
we have a
cute.
cut, and then the side couple's like, they customize a child, and
And I was like, is this a robot
I
child?
was like, is this IVF? Like, oh, I was like, okay, they like spliced up their DNA or whatever. Maybe they
I
added
was
some
like, this is a
robot AI
robot
DNA.
child. This is a robot
Yeah, and
child.
then they talked about, oh, like the kid will just have to go away for 2 months out of the year to update his appearance, and I was like, huh?
Yeah, because he has to. That's why I was like, he has to be a robot, which is
So,
wild
but then they dropped the kid off at the dad's place. I was like, why?
because he old and he needs somebody to watch him.
I was like, so you just adopted this 5-year-old that is for first of all, they couldn't hire an actor for this. Like they CGI'd some AI face onto
Right,
this boy.
and then the knocking on the door, Grandpa.
I was like, why? I feel like the main character is such a little kid. He's been such a bratty little whatever. He would not want a kid. He gives off like it's me and my man. I do not want a little kid. He's
Well,
also
I
like
guess you know.
21. So 5 years later, all right, then you're 26. You still do not want to be a father. So how are you?
Well, I know people who.
Not this guy. This guy, no.
I think he did mature, and then they did another 5 year jump. Remember,
So
so
he's
they went
30.
from
All right.
yeah, so they went up to
No.
10 years. So
And then they
I
kept
part of
on
me is,
going up too later. They showed the photos and the
and
kid
then they
wasn't
showed him
there.
when he had his 50th anniversary.
And the kid wasn't there. So I was like,
50th
did you
birthday.
just make a kid for the dad? Like it's not even for
Of
you?
course, the kid wasn't there because by that point, the kid is like 20. He's in college.
I don't know. I was like, then what's the point? We didn't need
He's in
that little bit of
college.
information, y'all. That was so dumb. That was
It
so
was
dumb.
dumb. Overall, it was dumb. But
I was like, Auntie Risa had a better ending. Like they were
yeah,
fighting for love.
yeah.
And
And
in
then
this
we
one, they
got a
were.
robot child.
This one we had.
We got a robot child and face mask product placement. And you know what's really bad about that product placement? I don't even remember the brand.
Oh,
So what was the point?
you know what I wanted? I wanted him to put that butler outfit on, back on again. He took off those glasses episode 3,
Mm.
and I was
Yeah,
praying
after he
every
took off
episode.
those glasses, he's been acting buck wild.
I was like, I need you to put the glasses and the butler outfit on again, please, because
He
it's called
took off
Eternal
those
Butler.
glasses because he wanted to, spin that dick like Squidward's
And we
nose.
never got to really see it. Really, did they really spin that?
I mean, they did it a few times.
I
We
feel
just
like we
never
saw.
got to. We
I feel
never
like.
got to see Sweet Cheeks booty meat.
Yeah, I feel like we saw some sweet
We
cheeks
didn't
in
see
Anti
some
Reset.
mechanical robot cheeks.
Yeah, come on.
But
We didn't get to
come on,
see his different settings, Kevin. Come on.
yeah, we didn't get to. But
We
at
didn't get
least
to see
one
the
thing we
the
did get
Super
an
Soaker
answer
3000.
from. Please, the one thing we did get an answer about was we do know that yes, he does make fluids.
Oh my. He does
We got
bleed,
that in the
y'all.
first
He does
episode.
bleed.
He bleeds. He
He
makes fluid.
eats.
He eats. We get all of that because we did not get those questions answered in Anti Reset, but we did get them answered in Eternal Butler. That was the most important thing that came out of the show. What
And
do
what
we
would
rate
you
the
rate it?
show?
I rated it a 5.
Oh,
I was so disappointed by that ending. The past 3 episodes were nonsense.
oh, 5. I was
Mm-hmm.
not gonna go that low. It was actually going to get a 6 from me. That's what it's getting for me is a 6. It's not amazing.
I said
I was entertained.
5. Mm-mm.
Doesn't it could have been better.
I
The
it could have
ending
ended
was
it could have ended episode 5 or something. Like I did
the
not
ending
need.
was overall pretty trash.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets a 6. It was entertaining. Um,
I mean, yeah.
and at least, Ever4 is fine.
Oh,
They
he
should have called
was
him Ever
ever
Fine.
fine.
Ever Fine.
Hey.
Hey. Another show that just ended is FC Sold Out.
And honey, nothing was sold out in this house.
It did. It was a
No,
sellout.
no. Oh,
It was a
yeah,
sellout.
they sold. Yeah, they were selling out, but I wasn't buying anything. So,
Mm.
mm,
Um, quickly, only thing I have to say about this show, was it a bad watch?
yes.
N- no, I wouldn't say it was bad.
Honest,
I would say the my issues with the show was the graphics were horrendous.
graph design was not their passion. Yep.
It was not, and it felt like a show from Korea in 2011. That's what it felt like to me.
It
So it
felt
felt
like.
old, and it wasn't old at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the storytelling was fine, like it was average. And then the last episode was,
Rushiana.
yeah, it was, it was,
They fit so much into that last episode. I was like,
yeah.
what?
And the issue that I have with that is there was drama that was happening that I really wish they fleshed out in the last three episodes.
But they
And
threw
because there
in
was,
this new man at the last hour.
yeah, they threw him in literally, I think, episode 6 or episode 7. And this is 8 episodes and it's only on iQIYI.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of snuck up on us. And I think it snuck up on a lot of people because even my drama list didn't have a page for it until maybe episode 3.
Because no one was watching.
Yeah, but I think people are watching now.
Yeah, I think
And
I saw the comments on my drama list. A lot of people like this show.
yeah, like
Surprisingly,
it's not horrible. It's
it's just
just that it could have been done better.
way better.
Hmm.
I don't know.
What did you give it?
I gave this a six.
Yeah, and I gave it a 6 as well. Funny enough, you gave Eternal Butler a 5, which I feel as if it was a more enjoyable show than this one.
And
But
I was
yeah.
just in my feels about that ending. but this was also bad. I actually gave this a 5.5 instead
Oh,
of a six.
I'm sticking with
I'm
the
being real
6.
harsh today. Real harsh.
You're definitely being really harsh.
Because
We also already
Tempo
talked
is
about
amazing.
Tempo.
Yeah.
Again, that was an 8 out of 10 for both of us. No,
Mm-hmm.
you gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then Boy Next World. So I'm on the last episode as we speak. I haven't finished it yet.
Mm-hmm. So
You
give us your
dropped it.
preliminary thoughts,
Um,
Kevin.
I have a feeling this show is going to actually end on a high note.
Mm.
That's even though I'm only 16 minutes in and there's another 40 minutes left.
Uh-huh.
I feel as if this show is going to surprise me. And let's hope I'm right, but we'll see. I don't have a rating for it yet because I'm going to finish this finale. 10 episodes, Boy Next World. It is a Thai show with Boss Noel, and it's
Mm-hmm.
on iQIYI. By the way, FC Sold Out is a Korean show on iQIYI.
Mm-hmm.
And those are all the shows that just ended. Now we got a new show alert. So we got
As you're
two new
listening,
shows as you're
My
listening.
Golden Blood comes out tomorrow. It comes out on
Yeah.
Wednesdays, right?
Yes, it's on Wednesday.
So as you're listening, My Golden Blood tomorrow. Joss Gowen. Can't wait. The next
Mm-hmm.
show, Lost in the Woods. This is
Mm,
something brand new that we just saw pop up on Gaga, right?
yes, it's on Gaga. It's a Thai show.
Mm.
And it is. I'm curious because it's
Have you seen a
giving
trailer?
me. I did not watch the trailer. You know, I try to avoid trailers, but I'm
But
gonna
you saw the
watch the
cover
show.
art.
I saw the cover art and I read a little bit about what it's
You read the
about the
description, I
show,
see. Mm-hmm.
and there is a significant age gap.
Oh, come on.
Significant age gap. And it's giving the same vibe as 180-degree longitude passes through us.
Oh.
So, I mean, based on what I read, I could be 100% wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I am gonna watch the first episode, and I'm hoping it gives me that. Speaking of My Golden Blood, I know we have mixed expectations. We have some high ones because Gowan is a great actor, Joss is a great actor, despite his little scandal not too long ago. Um, but also we know with GMMTV, it's either going to be somewhat edgy like we're hoping an OnlyFriends edgy,
Or it's gonna be camp,
or it's gonna be camp.
a comedy camp, and
And
it's
I
leaning
really
towards
do
comedy
not want
camp.
this to be camp. I really don't want this to be camp.
But it's kind of hard to take a vampire show seriously sometimes, you know. Unless they do a
No.
really good job of like world building,
Right.
with like all
And
this
that's what I'm
mythical
really
background. But
and
I
that's
don't
what
think
I'm really hoping.
they have
Like
12
if we
episodes to do it. So
well, they could.
I hope
I
so.
hope so. So, but we got those two that are
Hmm.
coming up
This week,
this week. There's
and
more
then
shows coming out
the
next
week
week.
after, we're getting Sweet Tooth Good Dentist
And we
with
could
Mark
talk
and
about that
Ohm.
next week because that'll be a new show alert for next week.
All right, well, rude. We can still announce it.
We're going to say it next week.
Okay, okay.
So, anyway, we got two new shows coming out this week. There's a show coming out next week. We'll talk more about it next week because we have to talk about DaouOffroad. Like, we need to do that immediately.
We need to
So,
get
let's
back to
get to
that
that.
conversation.
Yes. So, as y'all know, we had a weekend.
A
Okay.
weekend.
A weekend. So, let's go down the list of what we did at this Dow Off-Road fan meet.
Yes, this is our first BL fan meet
Ever.
ever.
Ever. Okay. We went, so as we said, there was day one and there was day two.
Hmm.
You bought tickets for either one. Some people decided to buy tickets for both. We just went to day one.
Because
Day one was
that's all that was announced at the time was one day.
exactly. And it was sold out in 2 hours flat once it became available. And that was in December, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago. We bought these tickets
Yeah.
a while. They gave us plenty of time to get everything
Mm-hmm.
situated, planes, boats, everything. But
You know,
we're from New
tuk
York,
tuks,
so
whatever. Right.
but we're
Mhm.
we're here in local base, so we showed up.
Yeah.
We gotta show
We
up
showed up and we showed out. We came in our shirts,
in our
with
RyCanTopMyKnee merch.
yes. So we showed out. It was great. Day two we discovered was somewhat different from day one. It looks like based on the pictures we saw from other folks that I think they had like they played slightly different games. It was
Hmm.
also emceed by the
Yeah,
girls from
let's talk BL.
Let's Talk
Yeah, we're
BL.
doing day two, and day one was by And Chill Media. So it's like you,
Mm-hmm.
you got like a different vibe, but it's still a fun
Mm-hmm.
time, but it kept it fresh for people that went for both days.
Right. Kept it fresh for sure. Um, and
So
day
let's break it
one,
down. What happened
let's
day one?
right, because we don't know the full tea on day two, but we do know day one started off like this because we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Our boys, Tawu and Off Road, came out singing the Century of Love OST.
Beautiful vocals. Beautiful. Beautiful
Yes.
harmonizing. Right, Kevin?
Dao he was killing it.
He was
That
killing it.
man
Ooh.
has lungs. That man can sing his ass off.
It sounded just like
Okay.
the track, y'all. It was so good. There
It
was no
did. And he
backtrack.
wasn't the one singing the track. The original track,
Yeah,
as
the
you
original
know.
track is not him, but he like has his own cover of it on
Yes. And
online.
it's a beautiful cover, and
And
he
he has a
he did
Chinese
that.
version too. But
Yes. Yes, he speaks Thai, Chinese, and English.
as you should. Come
Yes.
on.
Come on, trilingual king. We love it. Okay. Um, yeah. So then, Tao also told us how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, he broke down how to pronounce his name because I mean, even we're kind of
We're kind we
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 flip flop with it too.
yeah,
It's
because there are definitely so anyone who's been listening to us, more
mhm.
than likely you have watched the Thai BL. And if you haven't, how are you even know what? Let me stop because I was
Let
gonna
me
say, how are you
stop.
even a BL
There are
fan?
tones. We know
Yeah,
there are
but there are
tones in the Thai
tones
language.
in Thai language, right?
And we know
So I
we all mess
think
up, and sometimes you just read the word and you just kind of say
right,
what you think it is. And everyone in the community kind of also just kind of we go off what each other say, what we
right.
each other pronounce it. But
It
he set
it
us
is
straight.
and it's Tau,
Yeah,
or I might have had the tone wrong,
it's
but
da'u. It's like
Tau,
da. It's like a
Da'u.
DTA, kind of like da.
Yeah.
Da'u.
Da'u. And then Offroad also taught us how to say his government name. You want to say it?
It's Gantapon.
Yes, Cantapon.
And I was like, okay, teaching us a little
Okay,
Thai. It was really cute.
it was really cute. Both sang their singles.
Yes, yes, they both came out with their individual solo songs. So Dao came out singing La La Yay. La La
Mm-hmm.
Yay? Yeah, that's yeah, La La Yay.
Yeah,
And first of all, their outfits, they both came out in these like dapper suit, button down,
with coats on
sweater
top.
vest, coats. I was like, they are sweating because I know we were low key a little hot.
Okay. Any of y'all who've been to any venue, you usually tend to go in and it's kind of cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then with all the bodies in there, it warms up to a temperature that is comfortable. When we got in there, it was warm, but then it got warmer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like
I
the
think
place was
everybody was,
small.
yeah, and I think everybody was low key, like perspiring a little bit.
Everyone was
Uh,
getting hot. We're getting excited. Everyone's
right,
screaming.
right. People
A
were
lot of hot breath
screaming,
going around, you know?
a lot of hot breath, a lot of
Kevin. Kevin. Um
I had to sip my water. But Tao was definitely sweating.
oh,
Also,
he
I
was
learned
drenched.
that he is a sweater. He sweats as heavily as I
Yeah.
do. So I
Mm-hmm.
love that I can relate to him in
That
that
forehead was
way.
greased.
Right. To
That
the
hair
point
was
where,
wet.
yes. So when they were playing that game
Mm-hmm.
with the blindfold, which we'll
Yeah,
get to a little
let's break down
later.
all the games. Break down all the
Yeah.
games.
So the first game, let's get to the one that they said was like a punishment game. And I'm like, I don't know who's punishing who. Because I
Right?
remember looking at Jonathan like, are they going to bring out whips or something?
Stop.
I was like, wait a minute. I did not know we were going to a BDSM show. This is
Oh
a
my
little
god.
kinky, you know? But no, that was not it. They titled the game Lost in Translation. Clever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was some version of Pictionary and telephone mixed together,
Mm-hmm.
and wrong answers only. So I
Yeah, so
started,
they brought up some
yeah,
like four random people from the audience
mm-hmm,
and they had them draw well first off-road drew like what the secret word was.
right.
And we all saw the
And
picture that he
he
drew.
drew a picture
And he drew a picture of a gun.
of a gun, right,
And then the next person had to say what they thought or write down what they thought was drawn.
and it was wrong answers only,
I guess they really wanted it to be wrong. The host really wanted it to be wrong.
right,
So the wrong answer that they put was a dog. And the
right,
audience erupted because we're all like, "What the fuck?"
yep.
Even Off-Road was like, that was a dog?"
But I was like, they said wrong answers
Yeah, they
only,
want the wrong
so
answers. And so it just kept getting worse and worse. And then by the end, Dao was like, I guess it's a dog."
I think he said, yeah, because what the picture that ended up in the last one was looked like a cat.
Yeah, he drew a dog, but it ended up looking like a cat.
Right.
And then we find out that the actual word was bodyguard.
Yeah, I
So I'm
was
like,
like,
Off-Road, this was actually your fault. Because why'd you just draw a gun?
right, you could have drawn a person with sunglasses and a gun, and maybe we would have thought bodyguard, but you just threw a
You just drew a
gun.
gun and you said, yup, that's it, y'all. Yup.
Yeah. And Loki, you know what's so funny? When he first drew that gun, I was like, I know he is not throwing shade at the US.
Stop. Shots
Like,
fired,
right,
literally.
literally. And, but then at the same time, like, low key, we kind of deserve that every time.
Oh
But
my god.
then again, that's not our
Or
fault.
I thought
That's
the
not our
secret
fault.
word
That's
was
our
gonna be
politician's fault.
Wicked Games, since their show is kind of like them being like, I don't know, they're like secret agents or something. I have no idea what the premise is, but they're holding guns. They're fighting. Wicked Games. So I thought it was that's what it was. But no, it was Bodyguard.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that. I literally thought it was just gun.
Just pew pew.
Yeah, pew pew, like
Um,
very simple. But then the punishment was, oh gosh, what was that punishment?
what was the punishment?
Oh yeah, it was they had to do that,
Oh, they had to do a make a sound like the person
based
makes a
on the facial expressions.
yeah
Yes,
yeah make a face and I'll make a sound. Yeah.
yeah. So I
It
was
was
like, it's
cute. It
not
was
a
cute.
spanking.
Oh my god.
Like when I think punishment, I think like, oh, it's gonna be a spanking, or you're gonna have to stand in the corner with your hands up for X amount of time, or I thought it was going to be a kiss on the
You
cheek,
thought it was gonna
like
be
they.
gay chicken.
Okay, as long as they're not choking chicken. Anyway, um,
Anyways, and they played
um,
another game.
which was
Of called
feel the
like
statue.
it was titled "Feel the Statue." All
Yes,
right.
and they were because you had to get in a statue pose and feel it to know
Yeah, it was like guess.
blindfolded,
Yeah,
so
blindfolded
you could
guess the
guess the
pose.
pose.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the question I have is, Jonathan, who felt what?
Oh, they felt everything. I know Dawu was feeling up his man. He was going up and
Crack.
down every leg,
Every
every cheek.
crevice.
Stop. And there's proof, y'all. There's video proof. Go watch.
Yeah, he definitely tickled something.
Oh my god. Hey, they
Coochie
kept it
coochie
PG. They
goo.
kept it PG in their big
They kept it
suits.
PG. Yeah, because you couldn't see much, but you saw what you needed to see. Let's say that.
Oh my.
Okay.
But it was really fun. I just felt like, as you said, it was so, or you haven't said yet, it was a little over an hour.
Yes, it
The whole fan
was. The
meet.
whole fan meet was just over an hour and it
That's
went
kind of
by very
crazy, y'all.
quickly. And we're like, we could have gone on for another half hour and it would have been totally fine.
Hmm.
Um,
I want to see more covers from them, for more
yes,
dance covers, because I know they have more music.
yes, they do. Before we get to that, there was also a fan video, a fan made video that they got to watch that
Oh,
was a
I
part of
love when
it.
they do these. They do this at like every single like BL event, right?
Yeah, and it was beautiful to see.
You got to see like them back in their
Yeah,
earlier years, back in like their last
their
one
origin
trainings,
story.
their origin stories, how they first met,
Mm-hmm.
how they like really chose each other, they really held on
Mm-hmm.
to each other, and then you see them over the years to when they first started in like Love in Translation,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then obviously Century of Love, and how they really grew. They've grown in the past like 2 years. They really blew up.
They really did. They really did. And they just overall, I love them. They're definitely a classy ship. They're definitely listen, I could listen to Dao sing every day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like Off-Road is lucky to wake up to somebody serenading him.
Stop. Hey, they can sing back and forth at each other. They can sing and dance at each other.
Sure. So
Oh,
anyway,
oh.
we love that they were so happy with the fan meet because this was their first one in the US, and I think for both of them it was their first time in the US.
Yeah, they
Um,
said that they didn't realize that they had fans abroad
hmm
and that they were kind
Yeah,
of gagged that people even knew who
they
they
had fans
were.
in the US. That was their biggest
Yeah.
thing. Like I think fans in Asia they weren't too surprised. Like if they go to other countries outside of Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just more shocked with having fans in the US and in Europe. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize the breadth of their reach. And
Mm-hmm.
and I think,
A
part of
lot of these
me,
boys, all of these companies don't realize. Yeah, let these boys
yeah.
know.
Yeah, and part of me, is in my head I'm like, y'all know y'all are putting this stuff on the internet for people to watch. And the internet you can find anything, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you can find a bag for $3.99, that's fake leather and looks like real leather, you can definitely find a solid Thai series,
You can
okay?
definitely find two Asian men kissing online. Like, come
Right.
on now.
Tongue and everything
The
and
gays will find what they want to see.
right, and somebody quivering and shaking for somebody like in Century of Love,
Oh,
literally quivering and shaking,
oh my.
shake, shake, Um, but I also think it shows their humility. Like they
Mm-hmm.
probably know in the back of their mind, yeah, this is going outside of everywhere around the world. But I think it's just
It's just hard to
the
realize that.
expectation. It's hard
Yeah,
to, yeah, it's hard
to
to
grasp that
actually,
like someone knows your name all the way on
right.
the other side of the world. That someone
Mm-hmm.
knows your name.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, they can literally go around and say, bitch, I'm worldwide. They can literally say
Hey.
that. Okay. They
Oh, they
now
were
have that
going.
cred
They were
to
going
say,
off. They were. Someone taught them New York slang. You remember? They were going.
oh,
Yer.
I just want to hear them say brick.
Honestly, I was waiting for them to be like, "Yo, it's brick outside, right? NYC."
Right. um, Also, one thing they announced is Daou said that he has a new song coming out this month. Offroad hopes his latest song, Foul, hits 1 million soon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we heard it. I actually think it's a great song.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's cute, you
And it
know.
has like Sizey in the video too.
Yes. And then if we are missing anything and you went to the fan meet either on day one or day two, let us know.
Let us know. Or
Either
if you
tell us
saw
in
us.
Discord, comment on this podcast, either wherever you listen, or slide into our DMs. We will respond. Especially, we're really quick to respond in our DMs. Sometimes we forget about the comments, but if you comment, we will respond. Okay. Um. So now that we are getting to
The
the
end of this
end,
long
the
episode.
end of this episode, there are. I guess I have something.
Kevin,
So
Messi, gotta end it on mess.
before we go, let's talk about 5 things we should not do at a fan meet so you will be prepared. And Jonathan, you are doing the list. So
Not leaving up
what
to
is
me
your
to be
list? Go
messy.
ahead. Go
I
quickly. The
can't.
5 things you should not
All
do.
right. I said, do not overdress. Like, you can still stunt out, y'all, but beware. Like, this place was tight. These chairs were tight. We were packed in like sardines. So if you're there with your big fur coat, your big puffer jacket, you know, make sure you dress light and pack light.
Period.
2, do not be stinky, y'all. I know, we're all excited. I know it's hot. It's winter, but make sure to use that deodorant, y'all.
Yeah.
I think this just pertains to every like kind of concert, even K-pop concert. People like camp out. People are staying up all night. Like,
yeah, bring your deodorant stick. Bring your deodorant
bring
stick.
a little touch up.
Right.
Number 3, do not stand up. Like, I was so surprised. I've been to so many K-pop concerts, and the moment the show starts, people immediately stand up and put their phone over their heads, like crazy. So like you can't see anything behind them. But like everyone at this concert,
Well,
fan
meet
meet was really respectful. Everyone stayed in their seat because we all had
very
a good view. If you
demure.
stay in
A
your
lot
seat,
of decorum.
everyone
Yeah.
can see.
Great decorum.
Number 4, don't heckle the boys, y'all. I know everyone wants to get a little I love you too, a little I love you, like shush.
And there wasn't really a lot of that at this
Like
one,
some
but
people
that's a good one.
were being, a little loud, but it just, we all have excitement. We all want to be like, love you, but don't go crazy. Keep it demure, keep it cute. And then lastly, don't be a stalker.
Yeah, that's gross and creepy.
Like, I want them to enjoy the city, enjoy New York City. They said they wanted to get pizza and lasagna. So don't stalk them if you see them at Buca di Beppo. If you see them at Olive Garden.
Yeah,
let them enjoy, 2
Let
bros.
them Olive the Garden.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And there you have it, Kevin.
Those are all good tips because we need people to keep it classy, okay? So anyway, that is it for this episode of RyCanTopMyKnee. Make sure you get on your knees for Daou and on top for Off-Road.
Ooh, spicy. And I hope that Daou in your life tops your off-road.
Yeah. Bye.